Right off the bat, the internet seemed very perplexed about how does an accidental drowning occur. I immediately thought of Matthew Perry and Whitney Houston. They had the same cause of death, so we know where that came from. No illicit behavior, nothing, no smoking gun.
I've never seen so many cowards and black men in this business. I would have to put my brother Tyler Perry in that. See, when I see you do a clip and you go to T's church, and I watch you write a check for $1 million in front of the congregation, and you give it to this man, was that for the congregation to give more money? Or was that really genuine?
So fierce.
Just when it seemed like Malcolm-Jamal's passing was clean cut, boom. Katt Williams and Mo'Nique came out swinging with a whole different version of the story. These two have been on a mission to expose the dark corners of the industry, and Malcolm's sudden death pulled them right back into the spotlight. According to them, there's way more to this than what's being shown to the public. And guess who's getting side-eyed? Tyler Perry? Yep, him. As soon as the news broke, Tyler rushed to post a touching tribute and even did a memorial reading. But people are whispering that it was all for show. Katt and Mo'Nique have been calling Tyler out for years, and they're not letting up now.
Making a declaration of my experience. What I experienced with certain powers that be that were moving inappropriately. This person was for years. He was claiming, that he had multiple young black men on the payroll, and they just...
Word is, Tyler allegedly tried to rope Malcolm into some shady behind-the-scenes dealings. But Malcolm wasn't having it. The story's got layers, and it's messier than anyone thought. Right before he could expose anything, boom, Malcolm mysteriously loses his life. And not even on home soil. It all went down in a foreign country, and trust, the details will have you wide-eyed. By now, most folks know Malcolm passed just a few days ago. The reports say he was at a beach in Costa Rica, swimming with his 8-year-old daughter. Then, out of nowhere, tragedy struck. Malcolm drowned, and it almost took his daughter too. Thank goodness a surfer spotted her and pulled her to safety.
Just had to show up when he requested them to be there. Not just women that have to deal with it, but it's also men sometimes. And it'll be men tempting men. I was like, well, I gotta protect me because I'm saying no, and I don't want this person, as powerful as they are, to try to get in the way of my work. So.
As for Malcolm, a volunteer lifeguard dragged him out, but even after trying CPR, it was already too late. The forensic pathology department later confirmed his cause of death as asphyxiation by submersion and labeled it accidental. Sounds clear-cut, right? But here's where it gets real suspicious. Rather than calming things down, the autopsy just made folks even more skeptical. Now people are wondering what really went down that day, because something just isn't adding up.
I started recording, so I have them offering me money to take my clothes off. I have recordings when I wasn't working with them or for them. I have recordings of them confessing that,
Before Malcolm passed, he was dealing with some serious drama involving a major power player in the industry. He never dropped a name, but people started connecting the dots, and a lot of them think he was talking about Tyler Perry. Just days before his death, Malcolm did an interview where he hinted that a big-name figure offered him a movie role, but it came with strings attached. Real shady ones. He said taking the role would have meant doing things that went against who he was, things he straight up refused to do. And apparently, this wasn't the first time this person tried it with him. Malcolm had reportedly turned down millions over the years, not just from this one person, but from other big producers too, because he wouldn't play their game.
I've never seen so many cowards and black men in this business. I would have to put my brother Tyler Perry in that. See, when I see you do a clip and you go to T's church, and I watch you write a check for $1 million in front of the congregation, and you give it to this man, was that for the congregation to give more money? Or was that really genuine?
She's so fierce.
See, when no one's watching, who are you? So when everyone's watching, and we got a chance to see when no one was watching.
Period. All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them.
First person to pay Taraji P. Henson the most money she's ever made. And then we said, but did you pay her fairly? And then he said, I paid her more than she's ever made. What does that mean, brother?
Mr. Perry comes in, everything changes. So we literally run the entire episode for him, and he hates it.
At the time, folks brushed it off. But now, with everything that's come to light, people are taking a second look, and fingers are pointing right at Tyler. Especially since this all happened around the same time, Tyler was hit with a lawsuit from Derek Dixon, an actor who claimed Tyler blackballed him after he said no too. Some wild claims just hit the fan. Derek Dixon is accusing Tyler of making some serious intimate advances toward him. He's now suing Tyler for a jaw-dropping $260 million, and he's not coming empty-handed. In his lawsuit, he even included screenshots of alleged DMs where Tyler was supposedly saying some real out-of-pocket stuff. Derek claims there was a moment when Tyler pulled down his underwear, smacked him on the backside, and said, "Relax, just let it happen," promising it wouldn't hurt. Derek says he dodged the whole situation by switching up the topic quick. People were shocked, but not surprised. Why? Because months earlier, actor Christian Keys had also posted something cryptic that seemed to point right at Tyler too. He never said the name outright, but let's be real. It wasn't hard to figure out who he meant. And get this, things have only gotten messier.
I want to address it for the order that it went in. And when Mr. Daniels say I had these demands, it shocked me because I was saying to the screen, "Don, please ask him what the demands were." And actually, there were no demands. There was a request from the movie studio, and they called and requested that I fly to France for the Cannes Film Festival. I simply said I respectfully declined. Because if you can remember at the time, there was a talk show called The Mo'Nique Show.
Right after Derek filed that massive lawsuit, Christian popped back up and announced he was pulling his show from BET and Tyler's network. He said there's been some shady sabotage happening behind the scenes. Of course, the first thing people thought was that Christian was throwing shade at Tyler, suggesting he got blackballed just because he refused to play along behind closed doors. That's when folks started connecting even more dots. At first, no one really thought Malcolm had anything to do with this mess. He and Tyler never had any public beef, no social media drama, nothing.
I was doing a comedy tour. I was actually in the award season of the awards, and I'm also a wife, and I'm a mommy. So when they called, I had a couple days just downtime. I wanted to spend that with my husband and my kids. So when we said we respectfully declined, the movie studio called back again. And they said, "Okay, well, we'll upgrade her hotel room." And my husband simply said again, "We respectfully decline. She's gonna.
But then, things started to feel off, especially when Tyler held a private memorial table reading at his studio, inviting the cast of Read Between the Lines, the same show Malcolm starred in. On the surface, it looked like a sweet tribute. But not everyone bought it. People started whispering that maybe, just maybe, Tyler had more to do with Malcolm's passing than anyone realized, and this memorial was just a distraction. Things got even spicier when that interview of Malcolm resurfaced, the one where he talked about turning down millions from a powerful producer. That clip started going viral, and suddenly, all eyes were back on Tyler. Now, let's be clear. Nobody's outright saying Tyler is definitely behind Malcolm's death. It's all internet speculation right now, but people are side-eyeing him heavy because, truth be told, Tyler's got a reputation for moving grimy when things don't go his way. And Mo'Nique and Katt Williams have been calling it out for years. Mo'Nique's been going hard at Tyler ever since she says he tanked her career. Why? Because she refused to do unpaid press for Precious, that Oscar-winning movie he co-produced with Oprah, directed by Lee Daniels. Mo'Nique says she only got paid $50,000 to be the lead, and while it wasn't much, she didn't complain. She stuck to the deal she signed.
Take this time with her family.
Yeah.
Well, when the third call came and they said, "What is it going to take to get Mo'Nique to France, to the Cannes Film Festival?" And my husband said, "Is there a number associated with it?" And they said, "Oh, we would never pay for anyone to do any promotions for a movie." And we said we understood, because what people didn't know was I was paid $50,000 to do the movie Precious. And it really wasn't about the money, and I'm not complaining because I signed.
The drama kicked off when Tyler and Oprah allegedly demanded she go on a global press tour for free. Mo'Nique said no, because it wasn't in her contract. And from there, things went left. Real quick. As for Katt, he's been loud with his opinions too. He's called Tyler out for allegedly using his influence to tear down black men, and then pushing them into roles that make them look soft or fake, even when that's not who they are. This beef runs deep. Katt really started talking after actor and voice coach Brandon Jay came forward and dropped a bomb about Tyler. Brandon said Tyler forced him to play a gay teen on Meet the Browns, and that was not the role he signed up for. Originally, he auditioned to play Jeffrey, a tough high school kid dealing with bullies. But at the last minute, Tyler allegedly flipped the script, literally, and made his character gay, with a crush on his own bully. Brandon said he felt super uncomfortable but didn't speak out because Tyler was already threatening to fire him if he didn't go along with it. So, he stayed silent and played the role, even though it didn't sit right with him. People lit Tyler up for that. Online, folks started saying he only made Brandon take that role because he's DL and was projecting his own stuff onto him. Then Katt Williams jumped in and took it even further. He said the only reason Tyler nails the role of Madea is because he can't play a real man in a movie to save his life. And let's be honest, have you seen the latest Madea flick? Tyler looked way more natural in the wig and dress than in any serious male role he's ever played. That's what the streets are saying, not me. Now, like I said earlier, nothing's been officially confirmed about Tyler allegedly having anything to do with Malcolm's death just because he supposedly turned him down. But the internet isn't letting it go. And those claims from Mo'Nique and Katt Williams, they only added fuel to the fire. One person commented, "I think Malcolm was eliminated." The story kept changing every 5 minutes. I immediately thought this was no accident. Another said, "It's been reported that a neurological drug was found in his system, something that shuts your muscles down, making it hard to swim or even move." And someone else claimed, he was seen drinking from a bottle before going into the water, and now the bottle is just gone. So what do you think? Was Malcolm's death really just a tragic accident, or is there something way darker going on here? And do you believe what Mo'Nique and Katt have been saying all along? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear everything. And don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and click here to watch the next juicy deep dive. It's just as messy.